Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are testing 3 different puzzle boards from All4Jig. If you're new to puzzle boards, this video is going to help you decide which puzzle board will be best for you and how you puzzle. There are many benefits to having a puzzle board, but here are some that I find to be the most profound. So 1, you are more organized with a puzzle board with all the drawers. 2, you can easily move your whole setup because everything will live right on the board. And then 3, depending on how you puzzle and which board you choose, you can actually improve your posture because you can tilt some of these boards up. There are several brands to consider when purchasing a puzzle board, but I want to tell you the reasons why I like All4Jig. Number 1 reason, and probably the most important reason, is that you get great quality puzzle boards for the price that you're paying. Number 2, the setup is so easy. If it requires any tools, they provide it for you, which if you're like me and you own 0 tools, this is amazing. I don't have to go out and buy anything. It's all right there, and the setup has taken me no longer than 10 minutes for any puzzle board. Let's review this new All4Jig puzzle board. This is a plastic puzzle board with a lazy Susan, so yes, it spins, and it has 6 drawers, 2 more than the usual puzzle board has. It also comes with a protective plastic layer that you can use to put on top of your puzzle if you're not quite finished and want to put it away for the day. For my first impressions of the board, let's start talking about the drawers. So pulling them out, it's totally fine. There is a little bit of resistance when you do it though. And then it comes out just fine. But when I push it back in, there's like a stopping point midway, and then I have to feel that resistance again to push it in. On the plastic puzzle board, I am doing the House of Astrology 500-piece puzzle by Gallison, and it has this beautiful gold foil. So let's see how this puzzle board handles it. My initial impressions of the drawers were correct because there is the resistance when opening and closing, which makes it a little bit difficult, and it also can be a bit noisy when you're opening or closing. However, I would say that the rotations glide effortlessly, and so do the puzzle pieces on top of the plastic board. I'm not new to the 2-in-1 All4Jig puzzle board. We are going to talk about it again today. So this one does come with the plastic cover. Something I like on this board are the drawers. They do slide in and out very easily. There's almost no resistance as opposed to on the plastic board. I also like that this board tilts up, so if I am not interested in staring down at a puzzle, I can actually have it up at an angle. Something I don't like about this puzzle board is actually the nylon. While it does make it easy to move pieces around on the board, it is actually kind of rough on my finger pads. So as I'm moving the pieces around, it is a bit rough. Not only that, but it does seem to store the puzzle dust into it. So I am going to have to take a vacuum and vacuum up this puzzle dust. Now, if it were on the plastic board, I could just easily take a wet napkin and just wipe the puzzle dust off. Another thing I like about this puzzle board is that the frame is made of wood, which makes it really easy to pick up and carry. There's no bend in it when I pick it up like on the plastic board. For the 2-in-1 puzzle board, I'm going to be doing the Momo the dog puzzle, which I have not done yet. Momo looks a lot like my dog Casper. I'm very familiar with this puzzle board, so yes, I will easily just open up the drawers, slap in some pieces that all kind of go together, and then once I've done that, I can get to assembling. Finally, let's review the All4Jig table and legs puzzle board. In All4Jig fashion, there is the plastic cover on top. So let's start by removing this. The material is like this dense felt material, and I'm excited to see how this actually works with the puzzle pieces in gliding them around and moving big sections and things in that nature. I don't know for sure, but I can say that This does feel a little bit better for my fingertips than the nylon does. You can also see this yellow ribbon right here, and this is actually to tilt the board up. So as you can see, there is 3 different levels that you can do. So this is the highest level, and then you move it to the second one. And it's still a bit high, but I can see how if you are not wanting to crank your neck too much, this would also be a suitable level to do your puzzle on. And then the last one is probably my favorite. It is the lowest, and I think it's the most plausible for me to do a puzzle with this angle. As I mentioned, this is a table with legs, and what that means is that I wouldn't just plop this down on my dining room table like I would with the other 2 boards. This one actually is movable, so it has wheels, and I can move it from room to room if I need to. The wheels also have brakes, so if you need to put the brakes on, you totally can do that. Also, this one does have drawers just like the 2-in-1 board does. They're made of wood and they slide in and out very easily, so there's no added resistance. I've started doing this gorgeous puzzle by Gallison. It's 500 pieces called At the Table. I've started it on the standing table. Some things I really like are the fact that this felt is very grippy. So that is a pro, and it could also be a con depending on how you're using this board. So a con would be that while I'm flat, it's very hard to move pieces smoothly along the material. But as a good point, when I lift up the table, the pieces are not going to fall off the board. As mentioned earlier, this table does go up and down, so let me show you how you do that. Start by turning the knobs to the left or counterclockwise. As you can see, it's going down already. Once you loosen up all the knobs, I found the best way to do this is to firmly place your feet onto the legs and then put both of your hands on opposite side of the board and pull up. After you lift it up, you can put your feet on the little ledge opposite of you so that you have a stable table, and then you can tighten up the knobs that are closest to you. As you can see, all of these puzzle boards have great qualities about them. So if you or a loved one has a specific puzzling need, I'm sure you can find what you need in one of these boards. Me personally, I really like the spinning rotation in a puzzle board, and I do like a tilt because otherwise my posture is really bad. If you'd like one of these boards for yourself, please check out the links below, and thank you so much for supporting me.